Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're going to be taking another look at XRP to see what's been going on with the price action. Now as I get into this video, if you do find it useful and informative, hit the like button, I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you are going to be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet done so, why not join us in Discord? Links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7, and we do a lot more technical analysis, AMAs, ask questions, polls, etc., and just general chit chat down in Discord. So why not go ahead and join? I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find. Right, let's dive right down into XRP here and see what's been going on most recently. So I'm going to do is I'm going to jump this down into our weekly view, our hourly view here for a second, and we're going to just take a look at what's been going on most recently, right? Because we actually had this move, right? We completed the ABC down, and then we unfortunately had a really small move upwards, right? So basically what we've done is, let me just bring this back down a tad here. So essentially what we've got is this impulsive move upwards followed by an ABC correction down, right? Then we had unfortunately a really small push up. Now we didn't actually meet the requirements. We still haven't pushed past the 1.618 to even call this an impulsive move, but we should be, I guess, watching out for anything kind of major, any major kind of moves here. So, and let me just mark this up so you can kind of see. We had the ABC down. We then have A, B, C up, which is really short. And basically we go from oversold midway through. I think there's a complete reversal in Bitcoin's market, and we obviously pull back down a little bit lower. So a little bit of volatility there. But then we're obviously tracking down again, right? We're in the oversold area right now. And I think we can articulate this slightly differently because we are tracking down quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something on a slightly larger scale here, because we've moved down, we've bounced, right? And I think what we've got here is a move that will look like this. So potentially just taking this down a little bit. We're actually looking to bounce on that 786, which if we do, would hold up really, really well. That's an area of good support just across here as well. So that'd be an 81.6 and 80.9 being the low point of 1-to-1. So what we've actually got here is essentially an A, a B, and a potential C wave low. And what I'll do is I'll mark this up as well just there. And I'll mark up this area because this is a good area of support. So I'm just going to put it right here. And what we can do is we can see all the resistance that was on here previously. Just bring this back a little bit as well, just so you can see a little bit clearer, right? So resistance right across here, resistance. And we've gone down and we bounced from it, right? So this is 81.68. So really good area to kind of watch out for. And you can also see this one. This is 702. Also was resistance and support, and we bounced from it, and then we just pushed down a little bit lower there. So want to watch out for this. There's a couple of areas that are probably going to come in here in terms of what we might see as a bit of a pullback. Now, as I said, we're oversold on this this hourly stochastic RSI, waiting for the reversal. Now, if we do zoom on out here a little bit, we can kind of take a good look at the structure of what's been going on overall. And, for the most part, it's been pretty good to kind of see how this has played out so far. So what I'll do is I'll remove that for a sec. And yeah, we can come back down. We have this range. Now we look for the reversal. We should be thinking, some kind of ABC up, but we don't know how high that's going to be just yet. So we want to take a look at that stochastic to help us understand, right? So we're oversold here on the hourly chart, but what about the 4-hourly chart? Here we're just now oversold, so that's looking pretty good. The 8-hourly chart heading into the oversold, so that's pretty good. And obviously we are needing some kind of daily correction and some kind of weekly correction, which we already know about. Okay, so for the most part, we should be thinking there's going to be some kind of sizable move upwards when it comes to XRP. And I think the 786 in this case is probably going to be that lowest point where we get a bounce, and whether or not we actually go up to a point where we're going to find major resistance, I think it's going to be resistance right in here. So, you got some short-term trading opportunities, but I think, we probably are going to be around about here. So there's a small push, maybe 4 or 5% to the upside, maybe a little bit more because that 8-hourly chart is pretty corrected as well. So I think there's definitely some upward directional moves to be had with XRP, something to kind of keep an eye on. And looking at the stochastic RSIs across the charts, I think there's a high probability that this 81.6 cent is going to be the bottom of this C wave, right? So just here, I'll leave it down here for a little bit lower, just to see. But for now, I do think that we are more than likely going to see this as the point that actually holds out as our bottom on this corrective pattern. Okay, so essentially, yeah, XRP should now be tracking up after this correction. I think it went higher than expected to start with, 86.5, and then obviously we're pulling back down into these low ranges. So again, we had marked out the standard C wave. I think that was like 83.5. We went up a little bit higher towards the move there of 86.5, and now we're coming down towards these low ranges. So obviously, it's profits have been taken or being taken, and we should now be thinking about maybe re-entering for another move to the upside if we're trading. And if we're hodling, this is a fantastic opportunity to dollar cost average a little bit more. However, on that note, if we are dollar cost averaging, we should probably note that actually we're looking to come down lower slightly longer term, right? So if we're talking about trying to lower the average price in which we paid, I think at some point in the future, timing is going to be the hardest thing to gauge, but a couple of weeks or so, or maybe a month, at some point we are going to have to come down, I think, and finish off this corrective pattern. I've got this marked out about 51.9, but it could potentially go down to 43 cent. And if that happens, then a fantastic opportunity to scoop up more XRP at discounted rates, lower your cost, your average buying price, etc., and all that kind of good stuff. And if we're in the market, there's decisions to be made at some point as to whether or not you exit out and buy back cheaper to lower your average price, or whether you just accumulate and you hodl your way through it, or if you're actively trading and all that kind of stuff. There's something here on this weekly chart that's worth noting. Okay, the monthly is looking pretty good, so we can bring that down a little bit lower though. So we could be talking really short, quick flash crash, bam, done, and move on. But we'll have to just watch. And obviously, when it comes to XRP, we have to be super cautious because from a technical analysis point of view, it's great. It gives us an idea, but XRP is not exactly in a stable market, right? It's not readily available everywhere. Exchanges that delisted it haven't relisted it yet. You got the Ripple and SEC lawsuit. All of these fundamental things can change this analysis very, very quickly, right? You could have something really fantastic happen in the SEC Ripple lawsuit that sends this to the moon, right? And as a result of that, you're not going to necessarily have that indicated to us in the technical analysis, right? These are things that are just outside of the scope of TA. And so we use TA to our advantage when markets are, relatively stable and we can kind of get a good grasp and a good foundation on things. With XRP, we've always got that unknown right now as to what is potentially going to happen. So always proceed with caution. This entire chart for XRP is highly manipulated with, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓 doing what he did over here, for example, the pump and dumps from February 2021 all the way through to the highs and the lows of the lawsuit, following Bitcoin and Ethereum to a degree, but obviously underperforming massively against them. So ultimately the chart's just not easy to read. It's got a lot of stuff in there that's baked in from various other reasons, whether that was Flare up here with this fantastic run for the snapshot of Flare, the pullback when 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓 launched his lawsuit, the pump and dump up in February, the crash of Bitcoin, the rally of Bitcoin, and the second crash of Bitcoin. So there's so much in here, but actually doesn't give us any concrete information. So I would be, quite open to the idea that we should be very cautious when it comes to XRP, specifically if we're thinking of selling a load and buying back cheaper. There's going to be additional risk associated with that, considering everything that's been going on with Ripple and the SEC. So guys, I'm going to leave the video there. Just a brief technical analysis on what I think is going to happen short term and what I think long-term potentially is on the horizon. Guys, if you found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you are going to be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.